connected to it and I liked it, and I thought that it was a story that needed to be told. In 2014, when I heard the script, Prakhar and me went to Kashi, to Varanasi, to actually do a recce, and we were there for 15 days, just going to Mukti Dham, meeting Pandeji, you know, the guy who looked after Mukti Bhavan, and we would actually see, you know, dead bodies being picked up in front of us, and how people checked in over there, or if you don't die at Mukti Bhavan, you're asked to please leave in 30 days. This whole concept was just so, it was so unique. I mean, I've never heard of this, that Mukti Bhavan actually existed. And then there was a newspaper article also which said Kashi Karvat, the final halt. कैसे लोग जाते हैं वाराणसी, you know, मरने के लिए, उन्हें लगता है उनको salvation मिलेगा, and what happens then? That's how, you know, I like the script, and I thought that it's a story that needs to be told. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Aarti. One question to our actor, Mr. Darshanji, I would like to ask you. See, the film is to be loved by you, obviously, because you have been a major part of it. But which is one basic scene or one basic part of the film that you actually loved doing it? Anyone, choose one, you have to.
Well, that's a very difficult choice to make. There are many points in his life, even though it's a short film, you see his entire life in front of you. Some happens in flashback, some happens in present tense. Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of places where as an actor, I was supposed to just use my imagination, because it has not happened to me before. There is no emotional or sense memory of, you know, what normally actors depend on, emotional memory or sense memory to recreate certain reactions or expressions. But when I was, you know, when that scene where the doctor tells me that you are going to die, that was one, you know, for me a very tough reaction to make, because no one has told me this before. And I hope for many years no one tells me this before. But that was one very challenging. And secondly, to depict a man who is in constant physical pain and not really talking too much, but only absorbing and reacting to whatever is happening around him, is by itself a very nice and a challenging thing for an actor to do, because there are many actors who sometimes choose the scripts according to the number of lines that they have, but when you have to remain silent for such a long time, and he starts speaking a little only at the later part, in the latter part of the film, and becomes animated also in the latter part of the film. Otherwise, he is a man who has seen death and he is waiting for it. So to do that was itself a very challenging process. Not a particular moment, but that entire journey of that man. And I must confess that I like to flash my nipples around. But in this character, the man was so much stricken by the reality of his death, approaching death, that he had forgotten how to smile. So I remember that first time when he meets that child, you know, who's mouthing those ancient wisdoms in order to make a living on the ghats. And that is the first time that he cracks into a small smile. And I had decided that till that moment comes, I am not going to smile in this entire film. Even when I meet Sutaria from Surat, I am looking at him with a little bit of amusement and contempt, probably, you know, disdain. But I had decided not to smile there too, because it was that child. You see, when you are confronted by this innocence, and that is the time you really feel like smiling. That's the time when his smile starts coming back. So without really preparing for it, I must say that I kind of, this entire process of this depicting this character was really very challenging to me, and it was an actor's delight. I mean, what better showcase you can have for a film than this? So I do consider this to be one of my, ranking amongst my better performances, and I remember when Aarti narrated to me the story. The story itself was something that takes your breath away. Yes. You remain open-mouthed at the end. That what the hell happened? It is that twist, a very O. Henry kind of a twist. I'm a great fan of O. Henry's short stories, and this particular story had that very strange, but still there was a kind of a completeness about it. You are not feeling, he has gone, he has come back from the jaws of death, and in fact the character tells him, Rafiq tells him that now we are going back to life, so get attached, and that attachment comes in form of Surat Mu Jaman, that he wants to, that desire to live, as soon as it is, he experiences it, and then he is taken away from life, which is amazing. I mean, I wouldn't call this a sad ending. I would call this a very human ending, and this is how death comes. When you are least prepared for it, when you least want it, that's where it appears. And I think, what Aarti said about to be understood and to be read, but never to be discussed. I think death is something that we should be discussing far often, more often than what we normally do, because that is the only thing which is certain in this life, and we just choose to ignore it. We all live as if we are immortal, but of course on the other side, if you get depressed by the idea of death, then you won't be able to get it in the morning every morning. So it is that equanimity, that befriending the idea of death is something that this film leaves you with, and that's why I'm very happy to have played this part. I mean, and of course, Aarti allowed me also to bring out my own interpretations, to contribute generally, and there was a constant flow of opinions and dialogue between us, which also helped me, because I am an actor who wants to collaborate, who just doesn't take orders, one who kind of wants to put in his own 2 bits worth also. And Aarti allowed me that. Otherwise, sometimes when you are a first director, you have that very strong sense of what you want, and sometimes in that you miss out on many things which you would have probably had allowed to come your way if you would have kept the windows of your mind open. But in this case, fortunately, Aarti could strike that balance, and I very much feel that once you see this film, you realize that it is her triumph as a director, and as Vivek said, film is a director's medium. We are all making her film. So I am really happy to have made this film, your film, Aarti.
Thank you, Darshanji, again. I think it is definitely our film, and without the cooperation of my entire cast and crew, this would have not been possible. I was very lucky to also have Oscar Award winner Rasool Pukuti do the sound design of my film. And I had Kailash Khelji, who did such a lovely, brilliant song in the film, and a fantastic cinematographer called Inderjeet Bansal, who was the DOP of the film. And overall, a lovely, lovely team, whether, I don't want to forget anybody, but if you'll have any questions, I mean, I could be open to answering them later on. But this has definitely not just happened because of me. I cannot take credit for this because so many people have, invested so much energy, time, emotion into this film, and that is why I feel that this film has a soul of its own. And that is what was important for me, because I just didn't want it to be very technically told. I wanted it to touch the hearts, and a chord in everyone's heart, and that's what, luckily is coming across now.
Thank you so much, Aarti. And now can we move on to our media friends to please ask any questions. We are open for any questions if you have any.
Any questions from the media?
You can just raise your hand, take the mic and ask.
Just stay here, sir. सामने आते, ma'am. Sir, सामने, sir. Stay here, sir.
Sir, here. All of you. RPG, here. Sir, here.
Yeah, stay here, sir, ma'am.
RPG, right there.
Now we sir, सामने एकदम.
Sir, यहाँ पर मेरे पास.
Sir, here, sir. Sir, stay here. Sir, सामने. Sir, सामने. यहाँ पे. Sir, sir, stay. Sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Now stay here, sir. The whole year. Whole
Here.
Yeah. Yeah, look here.
Aarti ma'am. Ma'am, सामने.
Start from right side.